Electric Company. Hey, you guys. I'm Lesli Rotenberg. I oversee children's media at PBS. And I'm so happy to be here because 2 years ago I dreamt that this meeting would take place. And so thank you, Joan and Gary and Michael, for making my dream come true. 2 years ago, that's not my presentation. We're going to get to that one. 2 years ago, we started something at PBS called PBS Kids Next Generation Media, and it was really a call to action for PBS to take a leadership role with digital media. It's exactly what Joan Gans-Cooney's Institute is focused on, and we know that we work with the best producers of children's media in the world, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to work on all platforms and to make all their media accessible in all the ways that kids are using technology and media today. And so we started this initiative, and we really believe strongly that we have a responsibility in public media that all children deserve the right to reach their potential and to use media in all these interesting ways. And that's me. And what we bring, of course, is our reach. We reach 21 million kids every month on television and on the internet. So we have this tremendous reach. We have a tremendous brand. It's the #1 brand that parents trust with their children, and that's saying a lot because we've earned that over 40 years, that they trust us, that we're only going to do what's right for their children. And we have the most compelling content. We have these characters and stories that kids love. And so how can we take that and expand it to this new media universe? What we lack is what I think is being brought to bear in this room today, and that is the resources that we need and the research we need to make it happen. So thank you for making my dream come true and having all these people in this room to start making some of that happen. Now, all of you know about the work that we've done for preschool. We're probably best known for that, and I'm proud to say that today we have the #1 preschool show in the country. On television, it's Curious George, and it's teaching preschoolers math and design engineering skills. Thank you, WGBH. And you're probably less familiar with the work that we do for 6 to 8-year-olds. But 6 to 8-year-olds are a really, really important target for PBS, and that's because we think they're completely overlooked by the television universe. They basically have the choice of watching SpongeBob or Hannah Montana if they're not watching PBS today. And that's content that was not developmentally appropriate for them, and it has no educational value. So we started this service, and up until now, it was limited to a couple hours a day after school on PBS stations. But the great news is that we're launching a new service in September, and it's a broadband service. So 24/7, these kids will have the opportunity to interact with all of our video content and play interactive games and hopefully take this media to a whole new level. And I want to invite all of you in this room to be our partners on it because we're so terribly excited about it. I also want to thank CPB and my partner Jane James for providing us with the funding that we need to launch this service for the next 3 years. Just to know, so you know the reach that we have today with children this age online. And if you haven't gone to pbskidsgo.org, please pay a visit there. We have 8 million sessions a month by children, 4 million unique visits every month by children. 27 minutes is the average session. So we've got a strong reach and a lot of time. Now the question is, what else can we do with them? Of course, there's going to be no advertising on this site whatsoever. You do not need to buy a toy to play, and you don't earn bucks anywhere on the site. You don't buy any consumer products. You will be rewarded for learning, though, so we can really reinforce the educational goals that we have. And so what it is what it will be, is an online digital playground, basically. And I love the playground analogy because we use the same thing. And it's the idea of where can kids come and play, and where can we combine the power of television and the power of the internet? And how can we use those in some really interesting new ways? So they'll be able to see full-length episodes. They'll be able to see clips. They'll be able to create their own favorite lists. They can program their own TV channel. They can create their own content. They can share it with friends. The list goes on and on. Let's go to the next slide. What will be on this? We have tremendous content for kids this age that you may or may not be familiar with. Of course, you can find Arthur and Cyberchase, which are our most popular websites. More than 1 million unique visitors on each of those websites every month. You'll also find new properties, and if you're not familiar with them, please check them out. Fetch and WordGirl. They're teaching science and literacy skills, and they're really revolutionary in terms of the way they use media. And then there are broadband exclusives, all kinds of properties that aren't on television that kids will get to experience. This is my favorite slide, the next slide. This is our curriculum map. So you can already see all the curriculum areas that we cover. And what's great about this is the resources we'll be able to provide for teachers. So they can tap into all of this. They can search the video by curriculum topic. They can get short little pieces they can use in their classroom. They can access classroom resources tied to video. They can share it with their friends, what's worked for them. They can look at captioning for English language learners, Spanish language selections, the list goes on, and also tremendous resource for parents for homework help. And then finally, some of the innovations that we're thinking about, you'll be able to watch some of our video and with our producers' help, stop the video and see if kids are comprehending what they're learning through games and quizzes. So just as an example, you're watching WordGirl, you stop in the middle, all the townspeople are full of what? Panic, happiness, relief. Did you learn the vocabulary that was in that last episode? And then the great news is CPB has provided us with the funding for research to be able to test, are children learning better, or is this distracting? How can teachers use this in the classroom? So we've got a great resource in terms of educational testing that will go along with this. And then finally, I just want to invite all of you to join us, because this is an incubator for new content, and whereas we have limitations on TV, we have no limitations. We can go to every curriculum topic. We can cover all of the 7 C's. We can do all the things that we haven't been able to do yet on television. If you have a great idea, if you have a way to be able to use the power of this new technology, we want to partner with you. We want to bring our brand, our reach, the trust to bear and to provide it with these kids, and then we can test it and see if it's working. And now to talk about one of the properties that is going to debut at the same time as this new tool is Jane James from CPB, who's going to talk about the electric